Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I will be showing you guys how to write a phishing script. If you know how to write this script, you should be able to write pretty much any script at any locations you want. So today I chose Lumbridge because I'm broke and I don't have a members account. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do it on free to play. So it's pretty simple. One thing that was a bit confusing was I didn't understand why this was considered a game an NPC. I thought it should be a game object, but it's a NPC, so don't get that confused. So let's go ahead and create our class. So we're gonna name it Fishing Bot, and then just gonna copy this fishing or this template. And I added in a GUI so that you could put it here and you can see how much fish you caught and stuff like that. Right now it's empty, but we'll update it as we go. So let's rename this to Fishing Bot, and then change this to Fishing Bot. And one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna implement the message listener. So implements advanced message listener, and that's what it's called. So you import that, and then you add in your unimplemented methods. So pretty much when we want to know if we're fishing or we caught something, then when you do catch a shrimp, it'll pop up a message. So in order to get that message, you would go to on-game message. I'm gonna change this argument to message. And then when this shows up in the chat log, then the code in here will activate or run. So let's see, let's go ahead and name our different states. So this one we will be also banking as well, so we'll have to put that in. So let's go ahead and do banking, going to bank. We'll do fishing, looking for a fishing spot, and going to area. So going to area is pretty much coming back to this area right here, and then looking for a fishing spot is pretty much finding a spot to fish on. And then fishing is if we're actually fishing at the moment, then it's just gonna keep repeating whatever's inside of it. So let's go ahead and put in our cases. Alright, so I got all my cases put down. So let's go ahead and initialize some of our variables. Well, actually we'll just do all of our variables so that we don't have to come back to them. So we're gonna have a boolean, gonna be is fishing, and we're gonna set that equal to false. Then we're gonna do area bank area equals, I'm just gonna copy this. I pretty much use the same bank area and bank tile every time from all my other videos, so I already have that set up. So if you need to pause it, then go ahead and pause it, and then you just make sure that you import the area and the tile. So then next we're gonna do a fishing tile, which is just a random tile inside of our fishing area that we will be creating in a bit. So it'll be 3241 3152, and also feel free to use the same tiles if you want, or if you want to switch it up, just choose any tiles around this area. And then we're also going to do a string s, and this is going to be keeping up with our state, so that we'll set it to also show up on our GUI. And then we're going to do an integer. We're going to do call is equal to 0. So every time we catch one, then we want to update it increment it up 1. And then the last thing we need is our fishing area. So if you open up that GitHub page, let me see. Yeah, see, this is the area that I chose. It'll be right here. Make sure you include the water as well, because of course you need to make the square, and those spots will be inside of this area. So I just copied the area I created and then I just renamed it to fishing area. So if you want to use the same one, you can. So that's my fishing area. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with our cases. So for banking, I just copied the same thing I did for the woodcutting one. So just take that code that you had for that, paste it. If you haven't seen that woodcutting script, I advise you to do so. It's pretty much the same thing but with trees, and it'll be good, you know, to review after this video if you want. Let's just make sure you import all your different things, and everything should be the same. One thing I did change was the raw shrimps instead of the logs. So make sure you make deposit raw shrimps, and then you want to deposit only 27, because if you do deposit all, you don't want to deposit your fishing net. If you do deposit all, then you gotta make sure you just withdraw another fishing net. I just did it like this to get it over with. And then also going to bank. It's the same thing every video as well. And as you guys can see, instead of using the logs, you can, but I just went ahead and just set s equal to, you know, the different states, because over here we're gonna do state and then plus s, so that would draw this string and then whatever s is currently, and I will show you guys that after we finish all the coding. So next is fishing. So fishing is pretty much, I'm just checking to see if my character is actually animating, so like, you know, getting down on his knees, if you know what I mean. Well, nah, never mind. So pretty much, yes, we're just gonna do s is equal to fishing. Then we're gonna do if get local player now is animating. So if he is doing the animation, then that must mean that it is still he is still fishing. So but this one we're checking if he is not fishing or animating. So then if that's the case, then we're gonna set is fishing equal to false, because we're gonna change this to true whenever, in a bit actually. And then else, if he is still animating, then we want to sleep for 1 second. And also, while it is fishing, you can level up as well, so you want to make sure you get rid of those dialogues. So I'll have a code here to check for dialogues. And so while we're inside of a dialogue, and if we can continue, space to continue. All right, so next we are going to do looking for fishing spot. All right, so we'll do that in a bit, but the code to actually change the stuff will be right here. So when we go click on net fishing spot, then it says you cast out your net. So we're just checking for the message. So in order to check for that message, you do message.get message dot equals, and then we're just gonna do you cast out your net dot dot dot, and this will check, or this will run when that line of whatever comes out. So then what we'll do is fishing is equal to true. Then there's another thing. Oh, we'll go ahead and do the next part, which is message.get message.contains, and we just do you catch. Sorry about that. I don't know who's messaging me at the moment, but I'm not gonna check it. So you could just do contains you catch. And then we'll increment our call up one. So just like that. And that should automatically change your value of or how many you caught at that time up by one. So let's go ahead and change this to fish caught, and then we'll just do caught. All right, so let's go back and finish our other cases. So looking for a fishing spot. So this one is pretty much you're looking for an area or a NPC fishing spot that is inside of our area that we have created. And let's go ahead and do s equal looking for fishing spot. So NPC fish spot is equal to get NPCs not closest, and we'll just do f for fishing. So f is not equal to null, and f dot get name dot equals fishing spot, and fishing area dot contains f. Alright, so making sure that we return things that are not null, and then by returning things as name is equal to fishing spot, and then only return it if it's inside of our area. So let's import the NPC. Okay, next you want to, of course, interact with the fishing spot. So we'll just do fishing spot or fish spot dot interact, and we'll just do net. Then we'll do sleep until. So we want it to sleep until is fishing is true. So the moment we get that message you cast out your net, then it should break out this sleep. So we're just gonna make it sleep for a random number between 5,000 and 7,000, which is 5 to 7 seconds. And then end it there. Alright, so going to area is pretty much when we're coming back from the bank. So this one, you're just going to copy going to bank and paste it here. Change this to going to fishing area, and then change the bank area to fishing area, and then bank tile to fishing tile. And that's pretty much how you do that one. Pretty simple. So pretty much, you know, programming is all about reusing code anyway, so you can just copy and paste. It's usually easier. I'd advise you not to, but since I've been doing it for so long, you know, try to get, you know, used to typing a lot of stuff so that, you know, it becomes a lot of muscle memory, and, you know, when you think about things, you kind of remember things quicker and how to do things if you type it all the time. So if you want to do that, you can, or you could just be lazy like me and just copy and paste. Alright, so next thing we have to do is our case statements. So for our case statements, you want to do what's the most important to the least important, right? The most important is if our inventory is full, we want it to bank. So that will be our first else if statement. And also right here, let's go ahead and change this. I only put this here for a placeholder. So we could just do if get skills, get real level, and then anchovies is I think level 15. So we'll do fishing So the moment it becomes greater than or equal to 15, we just want our account to log out because our code will not work for it, because when you go bank, it wouldn't bank the anchovies because it's not raw shrimps. I mean, you can add it in later if you want to, but right now I'm just trying to get to 15, I guess. So for banking, we're just checking to see if our inventory is full. So if get inventory is full, and bank area dot contains get local player. So this one is actually for banking, is not going to bank. So we want to check this before actually going to the bank. So state dot banking, then we do else if, and then you pretty much copy this, paste here, and then if bank area doesn't contain our player, then we want to run to the bank. So state dot going to bank. Next part is going to area. So I guess once you're done banking, so same thing, copying this, paste it here, and then now just make it to if inventory is not full, and then we're going to change this bank area to fishing area, and just like that. That part is done. And then we also need to change state to state dot going to area, and then next one will be, we copy this. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll just copy the first part. So if our inventory is now full and is fishing is equal to false, so we're not fishing currently, and fishing area dot contains our player. So if that is all true, then we want to look for a fishing spot. Alright, and then I say and then a lot, don't I? So next one will be the last one, and it's just going to be if fishing is fishing. So if is fishing is true, and you could just call it by the name of the boolean, because by doing this is assuming that you're asking if it's true. But if it's false, you have to do is fishing equal false. Then you can do get local player dot is animating, and then state equals state dot fishing, and that is pretty sure the whole script. Of course, we're gonna have to test it to make sure everything runs. So once you have everything copied or written, just export it out like all your other scripts, and then let's go ahead and play it. So fishing bot is right here. All right, you guys can see our GUI is updating. It stays in fishing now, and it's gonna stay in fishing until a full inventory. And if it does level up, then it should continue the dialogue and press space and finish it, and then go back to fishing. So I'm gonna do a fast forward of the whole thing finishing, and I'll be right back. Alright, so while this thing fast forward, update on the Discord server. I'm not really good at making one, so I will probably create one soon, but it ain't gonna be fancy. Pretty much just maybe a voice channel for people who needs like maybe some voice talking help, and also just a regular chat for questions. I won't be as active as I used to be on the computer because of work and all. So don't be expecting a quick reply, but you can leave it there and I will try to get to it as quick as possible. And also, I just wanted to thank everyone for all the help and support from all my other videos, and I appreciate it a lot. If you guys are watching and are not subscribed, please do so. My content is very boring, but hopefully, it helps you guys out if you guys ever decide to try scripting or go into any kind of programming. So, yep, let's just continue watching this fast forward. Alright, so as you guys can see, there was an error with when it came back, it didn't know how to go back to fish, and I think that was a problem with the is fishing. I think if we change this part and add in if is fishing, then we want to change that to false when it comes back, and then everything should reset, and I think everything should be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. And also about that Discord, I will try to create one ASAP, and I'll put it on the description when it's done. Thank you and have a nice day.